Always record your sets. Always record your sets. Always record your sets. Welcome to Secrets of Stand-Up. I'm Rich Williams. I'm going to tell you everything I know about stand-up comedy so that you can be a better comic. First of all, I make my own style, okay? Let's not be so judgmental with the... I have I wrote down a little card. 5 reasons why you should always film yourself when you're doing stand-up, whether it's an open mic or a big show or anything in between. Number 1, to see how you really did. You'll have this impression of how it went from your experience on stage, but it usually doesn't match reality because you're in a slightly trance-like state. You're focusing on your material and bouncing off the audience, getting their reaction, riding that wave of laughter. So you want to watch it, but I always recommend watching it a few days after your set. This way you're not so close to it emotionally. You're not invested in it. It's just another set to you. So give it a couple days. It used to be give it a couple weeks, but hopefully you're doing a lot of sets. You're getting up a lot. So if you wait every few days and watch your set, then you'll have enough memory of it where you can compare that to how you felt on stage versus how you did. Number 2, notice Willie. No. Number 2, you want to be able to view yourself as the audience views you. It's very important because you think of yourself one way in your head, but if you watch yourself, and I hate watching myself. And by the way, I rarely ever recorded my set, so I'm giving you advice I almost never took on my own. That's why I'm giving you the advice, because I regret it now. And I know a lot of you may not do it, but listen to the end because there's one very important reason why you should, and I'll get to that towards the end. But I didn't realize for a long time, when I was performing, I looked like Opie Taylor or, the guy from Richie Cunningham from Price is Right. I don't know what I'm talking about tonight. I look like the whitest guy in the world. Once I realized that, because I always thought I was cool, but I'm not. I'm not cool, I'm all over the fucking place tonight. You want to see yourself from the audience's perspective so that you can either play into that, play against it, or play around with it. The reason why I recommend videotaping yourself instead of just audio tape is audio's fine, but you're not going to see what you're doing on stage. And what you think may be getting a laugh because of the words you say, you might actually be getting a laugh because you do something weird with your lips at that point that you're not even aware of. So you want to get the full picture like the audience does. Number 3, you're going to want to look back on the tape someday. You're going to want to look back and see your progress from your first open mic to when you got passed at your favorite club to when you were getting ready for the Tonight Show or whatever the equivalent is. It's nice to have, trust me. I wish that I taped every set. I had no idea I'd be making a channel like this, but it'd be great to be able to go through and use various bits from my own life to show you all kinds of lessons that I learned. And those are things you can only see in the tapes. So it's great to have. Trust me, from someone who knows. Number 4, you're going to need videos for submissions to clubs and festivals and also for social media. I know a lot of you probably know this and you might already be in the habit of taping yourself. So what I want to recommend when you do that is you want to mic yourself more than just the microphone that you're using. That's fine, but I get a lot of people asking me to review their sets, and it's hard to hear the audio because it's garbled from the mic and the sound system. There's also, it's weird how sound works. It makes total sense, but the comic's talking this way. The crowd's laughing this way. The camera's back here behind the crowd, so you don't hear the laughter as much. So ideally, you want to mic the crowd and mic yourself. I have this this setup I've never used on stage, but I was going to use it for these videos. I tried it a few times and it was beeping on my computer. But you hook this one up to your phone or your camera, and you hook this one up. Got a dog hair on me. You hook it up like that, and it picks up the sound. Usually something like this is pretty good for picking up the crowd laughter because it's coming towards you. But I remember back in the old days, it didn't sound right. It would just be me doing the jokes, the camera being out there, picking up the jokes, and then it sounded flat. So try to mic the audience if you can. Number 5, and this is the one that I don't think a lot of people consider. You want to get comfortable being on camera or having a camera recording you when you're on stage. Because here's what will happen. When you finally need to get a good tape, you'll put too much pressure on yourself that night. Okay, you have everything set up, now you go up, oh, this one person heckled, or oh, I forgot that one line, or oh, that one tag didn't get what I wanted it to get. If you tape yourself at every show, you're going to be so loose and so relaxed, you're not even going to think about the camera. So you can have your best performance and capture it. And you're going to have plenty to choose from. Don't put that pressure on yourself that tonight's the big taping. Unless you're doing a self-financed special, and then there's all kinds of ways to cover up dead spots by cutting away to the crowd and putting in sweeteners with laughs. You don't want to use a laugh track, but there's other ways around that. But when you're making a tape, I call them tapes because we used to literally use these little not VHS tapes, but like mini DV tapes or something like that. And then the high 8, such a pain. When you submit a tape to a club or a video, you want it all the way through. Don't start with the MC. I get a lot of submissions that have the MC doing this drawn out introduction. Myself and a club or a booker, they want to see, and here's Rich Williams. And then I go right up and then I start with no breaks in the tape. You don't want to edit it to only show the best moments. Because a club owner, they want to see that you can do the full half an hour or a full hour. They don't want to see a greatest hits. Because, like I said, there's a lot of ways to manipulate the video and make yourself look like you're way better than you are. And they probably won't book you just based on that. Because they want to know that you can do the job, that you can handle it. You want to make sure you get your best tape. And by filming every time, you'll get comfortable and you'll be able to perform at your best. And it's so easy now. When I started, like I said, I used to have a little, it was kind of expensive for the time. It was like $400 Sony camcorder. It would run out of batteries. It had a giant battery on the back that I had to buy, like this extra battery. And there were no lavalier mics or anything like that. The exposure was always too high because of the stage lights. My whole face was just blank because I was so washed out, and nobody ever told me to change the exposure on the camera. It was so bad. It's hard to even, for you younger people, you have no idea. And some of them were big, like the old Panasonic ones. It was like a TV camera recording the NFL games. Now you can do it with your phone. You can on iPhones, you can shoot in 4K. That's insane. I always worry that when I'm going to record myself now that somebody's going to steal my phone. So just make sure somebody else is sitting there watching your phone, or another comic, or however you want to do it. But yeah, you have a whole movie studio right there in your hand. I don't know how the Androids are because I don't talk to people like that. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, you have the technology that entire movies have been made on an iPhone. And then you can put it through your software and editing. It's really quite something. Boomer out.